So this is a little series that I do, because January of this year I lost someone I was never prepared to lose, and it rocked my whole world, and nothing felt like it mattered anymore. So what I did is I got out a big fat credit card and I booked everything for my bucket list. And I've been trying to just continue doing things that make me happy to be here. Pardon, pardon me. Um, in the attempt to find, well, initially it was an attempt to just stay here, but now it's more of an attempt to see what I like, see what lifestyle I want, and see try out different treatments and stuff. I want to upkeep them if actually it's just a fad and it was a waste. Um, and yeah, it's all coolly color coded. So this month I'm going to sum up for you was my July, and it's very green. So green is all the things which, for instance, like the dentist and stuff like that. Like you don't want to do it. It's horrible to experience, but once it's done, it's good and it's like a weight lift off your shoulders. So a busy green July, but I feel like it's really prepared me for a great August. It's actually the 1st of August today, and I think for the first time this year, I feel in a really secure place that I can see a future for myself, which is incredible. Um, so whatever these videos are, if they're just for me, if they're for future me, if they're for, I don't know, a random person, it doesn't matter because I know that these things have now helped, which is really cool. Um, so let's just kick it off. So it's on my phone that I'm currently filming on, but I've made a list of everything. So let me quickly fix the camera. Also, I am so ready for Halloween. This is my new Coraline top. Um, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm starting to collect the pumpkins. Don't know when I should get my decorations out yet, but I am here for it. You bet. By the August I'm up, but I hope I have decorated. Much to my boyfriend's dismay, we literally go to the home section of different shops and he will cling on to the summer sale stuff, and I'll be living my best life in the pumpkins, and we'll just look at each other through the aisles about what seasons do you want to hold on to. Oh, am I getting a delivery? No. Okay. 1st of July, I got my aircon checked in my car. Now, actually, not just checked. I didn't have aircon in my car, Cherry, for about a year, and it was horrific. And in August, I am driving to a different country, and I was like, I that overstimulation, I can't. I drove to summer solstice with the windows down, which was horrific, and I needed some aircon. And little did I know how much it would change my life. Sorry, I had down a Coke at the beginning of this, and now I'm a bit gassy. But yeah, I got it refilled for £65. I got it checked to see if there's anything wrong with it, and I got it cleaned, and it literally smelled like a dentist afterwards. It was so good. I just hate dropping my car off to places. It just feels so annoying. It's just my day wasted, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. And then I know I'm gonna have to pay loads of money, and they possibly could find things which I haven't even accounted for. So, but no, everything was good with that. It was the hottest day ever. So yeah, but I'm really glad that that's done now because it's such a game changer, such a game changer. And yeah, I didn't even know you can get it cleaned. I spent £35 on the check and the clean, and then £65 on the regassing from Halfords. It's the first time I've ever done it, so I don't know if that is expensive or not. But let me know if I just forked out a load that I didn't need to pay for. But yeah, really weird. Smell like a dentist afterwards. On the 2nd of July, I took my lovely Betsy to the vets, and this was the first time. So if you don't know me, basically the person who I lost in January was my soul cat, my childhood best friend. She's Tinky Pink. She is up there with her brother Frosty. So we lost Frosty the year before. And distraught, absolutely distraught. But something Tinky definitely taught me and showed me that my purpose in life is to help animals that can't speak up for themselves and don't have love coming their way. And that was definitely like a life thing I wanted to do. I knew when I had my own place, because I'm still with my parents. Anyone had my own place, I wanted to just rescue lots of different animals, and give them love, especially like old animals, like end of life. Just to give them love, make them happy and comfortable. That was like my life's goal. Um, and when I lost Tinky, I had no purpose, and I felt like, okay, the only thing I know that I can do in my life, like with all this bucket list stuff, it was obviously just like different experiences, material things. I was like, what one thing I do know I want to do, and that purpose I do have, is to help animals. So I kept looking at different rescue shelters. I knew that, like, because I'm still living at my mum's house, like she wouldn't let me have like birds and rats and rabbits and dogs, because we do have two other cats. Well, at the moment, and at that time, we just had one other cat. Um, but she said I could rescue a cat as long as it was a young cat, so it could like go well with our kitten. And that's what I did. I adopted lovely Betsy, and I truly believe she was sent by my Tinky Binks. They are so similar. I even had this crazy tarot reading, like it was just a TikTok person, and I didn't want to believe it, but it was like a message from a fairy friend in heaven. So I just listened, and it said that, well, I'm going to help you through everything you're going through. Like, I see how much you love me. I'm going to send you um, a new fluffy friend beginning with B. Actually, I think it said a black cat beginning with B. Um, and I was like, okay, that's weird. But then, like, I was just trying not to believe it because I just didn't want to. Like, I don't know. I don't want to believe something if it's not truly Tinky giving me a message, you know? But then, anyways, and she finished off the reading by saying that this fairy friend will do a dance move or a movement that will make you really laugh. And Betsy, literally, if you stroke her, she just knocks her head on the floor. Like, we call it the Betsy Doof. Like, where she's just so happy, she's almost just like ah. Um, and I was like, oh my gosh, like Tinky definitely did send her, and I feel like that all the time, like lovely Betsy. But anyways, so Betsy was a big part of my healing journey. um, and yeah, she's a lovely rescue baby, and she has never been to the vets with us. So getting her into the carrier was an absolute mission. It was actually so traumatizing. I was dreading it. Like, I was having like nightmares about it for like the week prior. And my neighbour's got a new dog. Slay. Um, first thing. Oh yeah. But anyways, I knew that Betsy would be scared that she wasn't going to come home, because the only time she's been in carriers before is when she got removed from the house she was in, and she also got adopted and sent back. So she's only been in carriers to move her around, basically. Like, she's never returned back somewhere, like to the same place after being in a carrier. So I knew that she thought she was leaving, and I was excited for the moment she knew she could come back. But yeah, like, it was so hard to, like, she's so strong. Like, I've had cats in my life, but she is so strong. Like, I picked her up like a couple of times. She didn't even get her claws out. She's just so strong that she just like gets out of my grip. Um, but we got her in the end, and she was meowing when she knew that she had no, because we kept like closing doors and stuff where she was running around. And when she knew she had nowhere to go, she was just meowing, and we never heard her meow before, and it was so heartbreaking. She didn't move a muscle the whole like time we left the house. Um, and then when I brought her back to the front door, like when she realised, I think, where we were, and we was outside the house, she like started moving around the carrier again. And she was fine at the vet, by the way. It was just her vaccination for what she needed. But yes, and then when she realised she was back home, it took a while to get her trust back up, a couple of days. Um, but yeah, bless her. She's amazing. And then we actually had to take her to the vets again because the RSPCA didn't give her leukemia vaccination. So she had to have that, but she has to have a top up for that within the next 3 weeks. So at the end of July, we had to take her again, but they didn't have the appointment booked. So we had to put her in the carrier. She wasn't as bad getting her in the carrier that time. And then took her to the vets to then just bring her home and nothing happened. However, I think that solidified her trust in us a little bit more, knowing that sometimes she can leave the house and nothing bad happens. Just like a little road trip with mum and grandma. Um, and then a couple of days later, we had to take her again. And again, she was meowing going into the carrier because I think she thought she was going somewhere. Um, and yeah, there was a loveliest veterinary nurse that gave her a final vaccination. It was so cute. Not final vaccination, but like for this year. Um, and like, you know how like when we get vaccinated, they're like sharp scratching 1, 2, 3. Like she did that with Betsy too. And like, I don't know if Betsy can understand that, but just like the nature of this veterinary nurse was amazing. But honestly, since we've had Betsy back from that vet appointment, like she has been the most loving. Like her guard is completely down. Like completely down. I'm actually going to skip to what happened last night, the 31st of July, because Betsy bought me a live mouse. Now, I love her for this. It's so, if you don't know what cats, then I was going to say, if you don't know what cats are about, then I was going to explain it, but you wouldn't probably have watched this far in if you don't know what cats are about. But anyways, cats bring you presents. Foxes also bring me presents, but my cat was meowing, and like me and Fenton were asleep in bed. Fenton is another cat I have, my mum's cat though. And then so me and Fenton woke up like, what's this noise? Is she okay? Like, what's going on? She just kept coming closer, and I put my lamp on and I saw that there was something in her mouth, and I was like, okay, forgot about this. But you know, because the cats I had before were like older, so like they wouldn't hunt, they wasn't hunting anymore. And she put it down next to my bed, and it ran. It ran under my furniture. Um, she was so cute though, bless her. Like she's so adorable. The fact that she even done that. But yeah, this mouse was absolutely like so healthy and fine. Like she's so clever. She didn't like puncture it or anything. But it did take us over an hour to get it. And then we had it put it in this like little box and we released it out in the front. And when it like ran off, it just seemed so like fine, like its fur looked fine and everything. Um, so yeah, Betsy's guard is completely down. She's bought me gifts since the vets. And we are just like so happy and in love right now. Like she's my baby girl. I love her so much. Um, and I know that Tinky, I think, gives her blessing for it. So it's also really interesting. This month is all like going into August. I feel the most at peace with Tinky's passing, which I never really want to admit because I never want to be at peace with it. If that makes sense. Like if you've ever gone through grief, like you never want to be at peace with the thought that someone's gone, and you know, effectively there is some sort of replacement that void for me. Obviously never intended to replace Tinky, and again, Betsy would never. You know, I want to respect Betsy in her own right, and not as a placeholder. But yeah, it's hard things to admit, but I definitely feel more at peace with Tinky's passing now. Um, but it could be because of all the other things that are going to come up. So yeah, that was the long story. On the 7th, I had a blood test because apparently my doctor thought I was hypertensive. Apparently my bloods were fine, but yeah, I don't know about that. I'm waiting on a call today. But yeah, um, I hate blood tests so much. I got myself in such a fiddle about it. I drove home afterwards and cried and was shouting, "No, I don't want it. Why did you do that? No." And yeah, it's a different experience for me to go through that. Bearing in mind the blood test had already happened. But yeah, I guess I'm examining different ways. I'm experiencing trauma now because like it's actually like my biggest phobia. Um, but yeah, and I think I've learned that like I process things after the matter. But like it was so interesting, like that blood test highlight for me that like I truly experience the emotions after the matter, like experience it as though it's currently happening. Because yeah, I was just like shouting in the car when I was basically home and it had already happened. So like nothing else was gonna happen to me. Just so interesting, but I feel like it makes sense because like you need to be in a safe space to experience your emotions. Um, and yeah, I know I shut down when things get emotionally heightened, but yeah, it's so interesting that like to fully process it emotionally, I go through it after it's happened, which is interesting. But yeah, something I learned, something cool. But yeah, apparently I'm fine. Um, the same day I also had my laser hair removal top up, which I was so thankful for. Like it's just, it's a game changer. I've got a couple of videos on my laser. If you want more information about that, I'll link them in the below. But yeah, laser is a game changer. Like, ugh. It's annoying getting like super pale because I can't have like any fake tan on or anything or go on sunbed 6 weeks before, and I have to shave 6 weeks before. So it's just like annoying to have to upkeep it. Like I feel like I'm at a place now. If I never started laser all those years ago, I wouldn't care about my body hair at all. But it's just like the upkeep. Like I don't need to trim. I don't need to do anything. Like personal grooming. Who is she? Like I don't know. Um, which is great because I go into major depressive episodes where I don't like shower, brush my teeth, brush my hair, feed myself, anything. So my body hair would have gone completely like I'd be just a whole bush in myself, um, like completely encapsulated by body hair. But yeah, laser is one of those that it's a proper green color coded thing because it's just like it's such a bitch. Like you're pale, you're like naked, it's freezing, you're there with a stranger, and then you can't like put anything on your skin. There's no like deodorant or anything, so you basically just can't do anything that day and the day after because you're just gonna stink. Um, but yeah, now that's done for the next couple of months. I've got another top up booked at the end of this year, so but yeah, it gets more exciting after this. 2 days I was buddy sitting. My dad has a dog called Buddy, and yeah, I was just like bud sitting him. We try to venture out into different coffee shops because he's not that great with other dogs, but he loves humans. So I took him to like dog friendly places, and he was an absolute gem. What a good boy he was. I just love him. He was just the most beautiful. I mean, he is just the most beautiful, but like, I love that boy so much. Such a gorgeous boy, and so healing to be around animals as well. I really spoke to my family, like in depth about spending more time with animals. Because I think they sort of sat me down and they was like, "We need to do something. Like you are just rotting away." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And I sort of felt like a bit like silly saying that like I just want to be around animals because it just sounds like something a 5-year-old girl would say. But also like they were like so supportive, which I'm so lucky about. They were like, no, it doesn't sound silly at all. Like you're so good with animals, it makes so much sense. Um, so yeah, that was so good to like spend more time with the dog. I love that. On the 10th, I have a dentist, which is so annoying. I don't dislike the dentist too much, but like just having your mouth open, it's just like one embarrassing, and two, it's just like I just awkward. And they're like, relax your tongue, and I'm like, how? How? It's like when you have an ultrasound and they're like, relax, and you're like, yeah, you got a probe up inside me, and I'm gonna relax as if. But yeah, I'm glad that's done now. And I think it's like the first time I've had like a checkup where she's like, yeah, okay, good. Like my teeth journey. So yeah, I'm happy now. Especially when I went in a major depressive episode at the start of this year where like oral hygienist has not been the one. So I truly thought that like it was all just gonna be horrific. But you know, when she gets to checking the gums and she goes 0, 0, 0, 0, like I know I'm in the clear. So like that was all good. Oh, and then it gets more exciting. So the 11th, the day after, me and my lovely Danny had a date night where we dressed up. We went to like we both love Italian cuisine, but we tend to stick to like the mainstream places we know, like Zizi and stuff, and then we don't like get dressed up for that. So I found this like beautiful place, and it's quite local too, like just like a couple towns across. Um, and it's like freshly made. Like it was just beautiful. We had an amazing night. We were laughing the whole time. Um, and then we sort of extended our time together by getting a last minute hotel, which was just really sweet. And like we used to do this early on in our relationship, but we would then just go straight to the hotel or like go to a supermarket, pick up some supplies and go to the hotel. But now we're like in an adult relationship. So we both like went home, like packed an overnight bag, like with all our toiletries and then we went to the hotel. But yeah, I just love him. We had the best time. And like, we haven't really been recently we've been prioritizing date nights more I think since June we started like being like, right, we need date nights, like dress up date nights. Um, and yeah, it's just been so lovely to just hang out. It's almost like, I don't know, like dress up and go to crowded places, but only focus on each other. Like, oh, it's beautiful. The 12th of July, I met a new friend. It's actually one of my school friends' girlfriends. And we sort of like talk online, but we never like met. And we were like, oh, we really need to like meet up. So basically, it was like me and two guys, and one of them goes a bit MIA, and that's the one I'm closer with. Um, so recently he came back and he was like, "Yeah, guys, I'm good. Let's hang out." I need to arrange that actually. But yeah, anyway, so me and the other guy's girlfriend were like, "Okay, let's like make dates to like get everyone together." And then we were just like, "Wait, why do we need to wait on the boys to like give us dates just because we want to meet and hang out? Like, us girls can just go and hang out by ourselves." Like, so that's what we did. Um, and like just the best. Like, it just your vibe definitely attracts your tribe, and I feel like just going through this like mental breakdown this year has just been so transformative. And it's like, yeah, like she's like, I literally said goodbye to her and I was like, I'm literally gonna miss you the second I walk away from you. um I need to book in some more dates with her. But yeah, so great just to like find like minded people. And we just sat on a bench and just like we got coffee and then walked around, and then we just sat on a bench talking for hours. And like I had to go to a meal afterwards, but if I hadn't, like we could have stayed there all night until the sun went down, I reckon. And then we wouldn't have even noticed. We would have been like, oh. Um, but yeah, just great, like proper deep talking as well, and just like honest, vulnerable human conversation. So it was really lovely, and we took a selfie, and yeah, I love her. Um, and yeah, so that night I also had one of my best friend's birthday celebrations, which was really lovely because I got to see my other friend who's pregnant, and she's pregnant. Um, so yeah, that was so cool to see like her big bump and everything, and just to like meet my friends' other friends. That they were really cool. Like obviously putting names to faces. And I haven't been very good with going out, so just like putting myself in those positions and realizing they can be okay. Something I learned late last year was having my car with me. Um, all the time. I was in a position late last year where I didn't have my car, and I didn't like the treatment by the people I was with, and I just hated it so much. I went on a massive time of downward spiral. Um, so yeah, since then I'm like, I'm gonna have my car with me, like as much as I can. Um, so yeah, and I ended up taking one of the other girls home who I'd only just met because apparently she just lives around the corner from me. So how crazy is that? Um, but yeah, so just like a lovely group to even want to, sort of be comfortable taking them home and stuff. So yeah, really, really fun things. And just, I think that was really the start of me sort of like realizing that life's going to be okay. Because, my best friend was like checking on me, she's like, "You okay?" Like, bless her, it was her birthday, but she was just still so good and aware of everyone around her and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot. Like the whole next day, I think I pretty much was just cried. But because I think I was overstimulated and I was needing to process things, but not because the actual event was bad, if that makes sense. So slowly and surely getting there, because like I leave the house often, but with Danny, like my safe person. So that's why life has generally been quite hard because I don't live with Danny, and also I can't bring Danny to work with me. Like I don't function without him really as my safe person. Um, and like different members of my family as well. But like I know that Danny will drop everything just to take me home when I need it, and he knows how to push me out my comfort zone without pushing me over the edge. Um, so yeah, so like not to underplay that, going out was a big thing, and like I can talk to people, that's fine, but it's just always like the processing it afterwards, like would put me off. But I think this time I realized that it was okay, and like I can do that more often as long as I know like my what I need. I need my car. I need time to rest afterwards. Um, and yeah, then I think it's all gonna be okay. And that's a major breakthrough for me. Um, I just feel very grateful to have learned so much about myself. And yeah, I do feel like a new person. I feel like with that though, there is this immense guilt of almost entering a new phase of my life without my cat Twinkle, and that I don't know if I've fully processed that yet, but this phase is happening whether I like it or not. And I don't feel as like suicidal anymore. So I don't think I'll be leaving the earth anytime soon. So I need to just get on with it. But yeah, still a lot of guilt for not being able to take Twinkle on this next phase of life with me. And also I'm improving as a person. So like Betsy's getting really good treatment. And that makes me feel awful because most of the time I knew Tinky, I was a child or a teenager and a young adult trying to figure out things. So I love her more than anything in the world, but she didn't get the best version of me, and that makes me feel awful. But yeah, these are just thoughts I'm having. Next. Oh, of course. So this I was really confused about because in the last video, I literally got my nails done like 3 times and that sum up. But anyways, I got these nails done. They're like, it's called Wisteria, but it's like a purpley colour with like little sparkles in. It's really pretty. But yeah, got my nails did, and that's something that I've done and kept doing because it just makes me feel good and put together. And I got my hands tattooed this year too, so it's just I don't know. I always felt a bit like a failure as like a woman because like I would just like pick my cuticles and stuff, which is again a stupid notion, the like whatever, but like I just didn't feel clean or like I don't know. So like having my nails done is deeper than just getting my nails done, if you get me. Um, on the 20th, me and my mom did a fun thing where she was like, you need to get a job, like you need to do something with your life. So we established that animals was like what I wanted to be around, and we covered our whole kitchen dining table. Plus, she bought like different color post-it notes, um, and we like covered it in different color post-it notes of we were like researching on our phones of every job involving an animal that like just exists, and then we went through and said like how would I feel about doing them, looking into them. Um, and yeah, I'll give updates on that as and when they're happening. Um, the 21st, probably one of the most exciting days, is I got some more tattoos done. So you can probably see because I faked hand around them. But I got this circle done, which is so basically this is Tinky's paw, and the circle is the actual size of Tinky's paw because the tattoo is actually bigger. And then I got her name, which was Twinkle with like little twinkly bits around it, which I love. And then I also got these ruby slippers because I am just like a Wizard of Oz Dorothy girl. Um, and like my tattoo artist was like, "Why are the ruby slippers? Like, do you just love Wizard of Oz?" And I was like, "Yeah." When I was a little girl, like I went through a phase of only answering to Dorothy and only smiling in photos where I was dressed as Dorothy. And then she was like, "Oh, so it's like a tattoo for your inner child." And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, yeah, it is." So that's really sweet, and I adore my tattoo artist. I think she's such a great person just to spend time with and be around. Because I wasn't feeling that great, so quite exhausted from like the days out I've had, but like driving to see her in her space, like she's just so calming and she's just so like an honest, vulnerable person that it just felt just like an energized interaction. Like sometimes I leave social things and I'm like, I feel exhausted, but we get my toes done and talking to her is very much like an uplifting thing. And her grandma was a witch, so like she's just cool as fuck. And then we have the 23rd of July, which is was One Direction's 15-year anniversary. The first anniversary without Liam Payne, and also the final episodes of Building the Band came out on Netflix, which was Liam's final project before he passed. So it was very emotional. I let out many emotions that day. I literally sat right there. Um, and watched it and cried and cried and cried and then went to sleep. Again, I was doing that thing where I was shouting at the TV saying, no, stop it. Which is so new for me, this like shouting whilst being like upset and crying. But if that's the emotions processing, then I'll let it. But yeah, that was a very emotional day. I actually feel like I was I was low key. I wasn't really worried because I feel like if you're suicidal yourself, you don't get worried. But like I kind of thought that that could have been it after because I didn't know how I was going to get through that day. But actually, hello, lovely boy. But actually, it was really healing in a way, and I think I accepted it. Which I don't want to accept it. I don't know how because I'm actively the person that will fight against things I don't want to be true being true. But maybe acceptance is a new thing, which I'm beginning to understand. But yeah, I let out a lot of emotions and just let myself be in the emotions. Maybe that's it. Maybe because I literally have all this time by myself at the moment, I'm just like letting myself feel what I need to feel. And maybe that's what's healing me. And how mad is that? Because actually, if we didn't live in a capitalist society and we had more time to actually live, then we would feel our emotions and maybe we wouldn't have mental illnesses. A little bit of food for thought. And that's my lovely phantom, by the way.
Yes, you are. Do you want to say hello?
He doesn't want to say hello. Yeah. So then we had a family barbecue um, with my dad's side of the family. We recently lost our nan, and our granddad is in hospital. We think transitioning, um, as in transitioning over to be with my nan. So yeah, I feel like grandparents are very much the glue of a family, and my aunt is amazing at trying to get everyone together. So I don't know if you can hear my tummy, but it is doing things. So sorry about that. Actually, not sorry, because bodies just doing what bodies do. Um, but yeah, so we all like make the effort to still spend time together and make my nan happy, and it was just again I got really upset and cried because I'm the only vegan, and people just kept talking about my food, and they were like I get like I'm not good at food anyway, so if people pay attention to what I'm eating, I'm gonna freak out. But um, it's just like conversations. First, it started off about like the vegetarian foods that people like, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, it's not that I care about vegetarian food. I just don't want to hurt animals. But okay. And then my aunt did me some vegan like chicken nugget things, and her husband was like, "Why are you eating that? It tastes like meat. You should just eat meat." And I was like, "No, I don't care about I like the taste of meat. I just don't want to kill the animal." And then it just started into this big thing, and I was like, I just want to eat my fucking food, like whatever. And then I just went upstairs and cried in the toilet. And in that moment, I felt trapped and really wanted to hurt myself. But there was, someone else's house. I don't have my own tools, but I feel like, yeah, so I can definitely tell now that I hurt myself when I feel trapped. Which I feel like I know has always been the case, but just instances like that solidified it. And then my cousin came looking for me. She spoke to me about it, and my dad and my brother came and spoke to me. And unanimously, we all just agreed, including my aunt, that my husband's just a bit of a dick. And that's fine. But I've never, like, especially got on with him. Like, he's always pissed me off in one way or another. So, like, every interaction. So, yeah. But yeah, it was nice that I had, like, my family's solidarity on that and, like, just talking through it that I don't know. It was literally just so healing. Like, I love these videos because actually to see things in hindsight is like, July was so transitional. Like, or maybe like the transition happened before, but July gave me all the experiences to show me what's changed. Because if those experiences had happened before the transition, then it would have had completely different outcomes. Interesting. So the day after, so obviously my brother was in town because of the barbecue. Him and my mum and my stepdad was there too. We sat out in the garden with my cats, and we were like, right, there's these animal jobs that you said you wouldn't mind doing. How can we get you qualified? And we found a way to get me qualified, and I have a taster session coming up. Um, so I will update you if well, I'll update you when like things get more confirmed as to, like even if I did it or I didn't. But I think that's making me more excited for the future and realizing I can live in a capitalist world because I might have a way to earn money and not want to shoot myself. Um, yeah. Last but not least, oh my god, the first thing was getting something in my car fixed, and the last thing was too. Um, I got a dash cam from TikTok for like £30. Because I was like, I just kept seeing videos of like people pulling in front of people and then like braking and then pretending they've got whiplash on people's dash cams, and then they realize they have a dash cam, and then they're like, oh, like we can't get any money because you you have proof that we did that on purpose. And yeah, and I was like, if they're £30, I'm just gonna do it. However, I didn't realize I can't hardwire it myself. Like, I don't know how to do that. But luckily, at the family barbecue, I found out I have someone in the family, like partner of the family, that does them. So I went over to my nephew's house, spent some lovely time with my nephews, spoke to their dad. Like, he's like a deep thinker. Like, he's like a meditator and on the spectrum. So it's like we'd spoke for like 2 hours before he even touched my car. But yeah, now I got my dash cam fixed. I had a really, again, like I wasn't looking forward to social interaction or leaving my house, but I know I had to get my dash cam fixed. Otherwise, I would just feel guilt every time I looked at my dash cam because I haven't figured that out yet. Figured that out yet. Um, so no, I put myself in the uncomfortable position to just do it, and then had an amazing conversation with Ben, the guy that fitted it, and my lovely, lovely nephews. I just adore them. One of them is actually like my first ever like nephew, like the start of the new generation in our family. So he's just like the specialist, loveliest boy. And then like the youngest in my family is his little brother. So yeah, just spent a lovely time with them, and they always make my heart feel amazing. So yeah, it was really, again, I got showed that it's just like anxiety to like leave the house and stuff, but actually the experiences can be quite rewarding. And I've got my dash cam fixed, well fitted. So my car cherry is like all pimped out now. She's ready for her holiday abroad. Um, it's mad. This video is so long. I'm just looking at the timer and I'm like, but I don't really feel like I've said much. But maybe I have been reflecting a lot. I feel like I spoke about Betsy a lot, which is fair. She deserves all the time. um, but yeah, I started working out like little bits, like just doing like a mat workout of like a Pilates bar, which I never used before, by the way. I've had it for years, and then I just TikToked like Pilates bar workout, and then just followed what these girls did, and it takes me like 5 minutes. Like, it's not anything massively strenuous, but for me, who has literally lost every inch of muscle and just has flabby skin, it it hits a punch, and I can feel it. Um, so yeah, slowly getting there with the physical activity as well, and sleeping less during the day. Um, but yeah, quite a transitional month, but it makes me ready for what's to come in August. So we shall see how August goes. So far, August is going to look very, very busy, apart from today. Well, yeah, today. This evening is when it starts getting busy. So we'll see how that goes. I might need the whole of September to rest afterwards. Um, but thank you for watching, especially if you got this far into the video. If no one's told you lately, I love you and I'm so proud of you. But I will see you whenever I next see you. See you later.